Hey people of the VC, Andy back, aka Cloudy Milder, for another 3 random records episodes. I'm trying to tune these out a little bit more quickly than I have been doing, so we're trying to do one every 2 weeks because I've got a lot of you have contributed numbers quite a while ago now, and I feel a bit bad that I've not got around to fulfilling the orders, so to speak. So you know this by now, surely. For new subscribers, the records that I had in my collection, the 80s metal records that I had in my collection prior to doing videos on the VC, I numbered randomly between 1 and 150, and then I asked you, the viewers, to help me dictate what I'm going to show on these videos. So I look for 3 numbers chosen by you in the comments below, and I will show the record that corresponds with that number. Really easy. There's instructions in the description below, and there's also a link to a blogging website where I just keep track of all the numbers that have gone so far, who's chosen them, what records were chosen, and which ones are coming up in future videos. Because of course, if I get more than 3 numbers, we'll just carry that forward and make sure everybody gets a go. So let's dive into it. So first up for this one is number 24, and that was chosen by Adam H. He's a YouTuber that he's not. I don't think he's done a video in a month or so, but he shows quite a few differing styles of music records that he's picked up. Bit of metal and hard rock in there as well. Quite enjoyable. He's fairly new to the VC overall, but I think he even won Carsten's, or one of the prizes in Carsten's 1,000 subs competition. Speaking of Carsten, we've also got his selection coming up a bit later on. So first up, number 24, Adam H. I'll put a link to his channel in the top left up here. So that is Annihilator, Alice in Chains. This is 1989 on Roadrunner Records, Canadian thrash metalers. There we go. This is their debut album. Quite freaky doll down there in the corner. Very, very good album. So yeah, their debut album, 1989. It's like to me, it's like a really polished version of Nuclear Assault. I think there's some similarities with the Spreading the Disease era of Anthrax. Lyrically, I think it's pretty good. Kind of a thinking man's thrash metal, if you like. So on each of the songs here, you might see, as well as the lyrics, there's just a little paragraph, a little write-up of the song. So one of my favourite ones on here is a song called Ligia, and the blurb says, Edgar Allan Poe's strange tale of a gentleman whose true love succumbs to a fatal illness is retold in the true fashion of the bizarre. A dreamy, drug-induced state is no escape from the pain felt after losing his beautiful Ligia. In time, he remarries. Soon after, however, wife number 2 falls ill and becomes comatose. Life now drained away from her body. An odd cry is heard from a deathbed. The eyes stare back. Ligia is reborn. But yeah, it's good lyrics in there, good songs. Yeah, lots of good tracks on here. Definitely check these out if you've not heard of them. So I was read up that this album was recorded, when it was recorded, Annihilator were only a 3-piece. So that was Randy Rampage, what a great name, Randy Rampage, Jeff Waters and Ray Hartman on drums. They recorded the whole thing, yeah, performed by just these 3. And then Greenham and Darley joined after for the tour, but apparently it was Roadrunner who specifically asked that they did all the materials as a 5-piece. So this is one I love it when I play it, but I don't play it often enough. So it's one I should really play a little bit more. There we have the standard Roadrunner label. So this is I'm not sure. I think, did I say this was a Dutch pressing at the start or a UK pressing? It's a Dutch pressing. But very good. So there we go. Adam H, thank you for playing along. Next up, number 36, Lord Doom Paul, number 36. Yeah, Paul's is a channel. Doom Paul is a channel that I watch regularly. Seems to be putting out a video every week now. Very enjoyable. Got some great knowledge of music. It also sounds like he's doing a bit of a voyage of discovery with different kinds of metal and maybe stuff that he missed out on first time around. His name suggests doom music. I think he's a bit of a doom master, but he shows a lot of different types of metal and hard rock. So if you've not checked out his channel, look up here and link below, and yeah, subscribe to him. Very enjoyable channel. So this one doesn't really need much of an introduction. So number 36, Metallica and Justice for All. This is an original 1988 UK pressing on Vertigo with the hype sticker still on. Pretty low frills production in terms of packaging. All the inners are plain. It's a double album, but it's not a gatefold. So I think this tends to split opinion, but I'm a huge fan of it. Jason Newsted's first album with the band. Not that you'd really know he was on it, as a lot of people know the sound of the bass is famously super quiet on this one. It would be good to see a remastered version at some time where they crank that up a bit. But then again, I don't know. I'm just so used to the sound of this now. Maybe I wouldn't like that as much. I don't know. Careful what you wish for, I guess. I saw Metallica on this tour. They came and played in Cardiff, South Wales, where I grew up. And it was really kind of a weird experience as a 16 or 17-year-old, as I was at the time. So at one point, Jason Newsted was playing a bass solo while the rest of the band went off, and there were loads of people in the crowd that were kind of jeering him and booing him, and they were calling Cliff, 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 we love you, Cliff. And it was just, to me, it was at 16, it was 17, it was a bizarre, it was one of the most ridiculous things I'd ever heard. So people obviously loved Metallica. They'd gone out and they bought tickets to see a band that could really easily, I guess, folded after Burton's death, only to jeer at the guy that was picked to keep their favourite band going, and if he hadn't been there, they wouldn't be there anyway. So I don't know, just this is my lasting memory of that show, as well as it being a good show, and the backdrop that had the Justice and during the and Justice for All song being pulled down. All great stuff. Love that. Great memories of that. So it's a double album, 2 tracks per side, apart from side 3 that has 3. Blackened and Justice for All, Shortest Straw, Harvester of Sorrows, Frayed Ends of Sanity. I mean, there's a lot of fairly long ones on here. It's certainly a lot more polished, less raw than their earlier albums, but this was the first Metallica album that came out after I got into them, and probably the last great Metallica album in my eyes as well. I'm not going to show both records. Those of us probably familiar with it, just in case different pressings have different labels. But this is the UK one on Vertigo. So thank you, Lord Doom, Paul, for providing a number for this one. And last but not least, my analog corner, Carsten Olsen. Needs no introduction at all. I think Carsten has played along with this before, so this is probably, I think this is your second mention. You put forward number 134, and that one is Paul Di'Anno's Battlezone, Fighting Back, 1986 on Raw Power Records. There's the man himself. Yeah, UK pressing. It's also got a split screen. Okay, that was a little bit split before, and now it's just gone a bit further. It's not ripped though, so I can fix that. Don't you just love these live broadcasts? I was going to say it comes in just a plain inner, but I've now got a little repair job to do on that one. Oh well, never mind. So I've lost my thread now. Okay, so this is Paul Di'Anno doing what Paul Di'Anno does best. It's straight up heavy metal. He'd never go on to replicate his success with Iron Maiden, obviously, but this is a good album. At times, it does sound quite a bit like early Maiden, but that's understandable, right? I mean, he was the vocalist, and early Maiden's sound was also his voice. So there we go. What confuses me about this one though is the name of the band and the title. It's clearly Paul Di'Anno's Battlezone. It's his band, and Fighting Back, sounds like he's fighting back maybe against the injustice of being kicked out of Iron Maiden. But on closer inspection, I noted that all tracks are composed by John Hurley, lead guitarist, except one, which is for Fighting Back itself, Bob Falk, the drummer. So it just seems a bit weird that it's Paul Di'Anno's band, but he's not responsible for the composition of any of the songs on here, and more a case of them just using his name to try and sell records. That's my take on it anyway. But this is 1986. Mainstream heavy metal had already moved away from the new wave of British heavy metal sound. So this record was never going to be a hit. But 30 years on, it's really enjoyable, and it's great to hear some more of Paul Di'Anno's customary screams as he's singing along. So I'm very happy to have this one in the collection, and looking forward to fixing it. Okay, just before I close out, there's the label for your label aficionados, Raw Power. So there we have it. Thank you, Carsten, for picking a number there. And oh yeah, also thank you Adam H and Lord Doom Paul for providing the three numbers today. If you want to play along, then please leave a number before. As I said, check out the blog post to see which numbers are still available, which have been already gone. And I'll do another one of these in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.